Okay, for this project you are going to need tinfoil, a bunch of empty plastic bags, some, whatchamacallit, cardboard box. It can be any cardboard box, small cardboard box, big cardboard box, whatever. Packaging tape and some wire with wire clippers. That way you can, that or pliers. Pliers, I guess a lot of the time can be used as wire cutters. That's what I used for my wire. What you're going to do is you're going to take the plastic bags, the empty plastic bags, however many you want, however big you want Mrs. Potts to be, and you're going to fill them into a sheet of tinfoil. Once you do that, you scotch tape it closed, or whatever, package tape it shut, that way that none of them fall out and Mrs. Potts is secure. Then you're going to take something circular to make the bottom and top of her, her little stand and her teapot top. You're going to make a circle, and after you make the big circle, and then you make a little circle in the middle. First cut out the big circle, and once you have the big circle make a slit inside of the big circle, and I don't know. Okay, you're gonna make a slit in the middle of into the middle of the big circle where the little circle is, and you cut the little circle out. Then make slits in the little circle, and after you're done doing that, bend the cardboard back and forth and feel all the roughness just wear away in it. That way it's soft. Then you take it and you fold it over. You fold the big cut over itself. That way it turns into a cylinder. Don't make it a tight cylinder. You want it to be open and loose. And then tape that together, and it should look like this. You're also going to make a spout. Yeah, so this is what she looks like. I didn't want to spoil that. I didn't want you to go off. So this is Mrs. Potts' skeleton. This is her handle. And that's her top. And there's her body. There's her bottom. I made sure to tape every side of her bottom to make sure that her bottom is secure so she doesn't fall apart. And I only taped over her top once because it's so tiny. And I taped over her handle and her spout. I taped over her spout 4 times. I went through the bottom, the top, and the sides. When you're doing the bottom and the top, make sure to cut slits on the sides of the tape. That way it'll fold down. And then once you're done making Mrs. Potts' skeleton, you can go ahead and cover her with your Model Magic foam clay. So I shall do that, and then I'll try and help you make her face and her top, if you need help with it. Okay, for Mrs. Potts, first off, make sure that, well, I put a thin layer of skin on her to start with, so when you're doing that, rub the creases very lightly with your finger, and if that doesn't work, definitely you can use water, but dab the water with your fingertips and rub it on. And then after you have the creases worked out and you want her to be smooth, just use your palm very slowly, and when you take your palm off, you have to bring it up slowly, or else you'll take her skin up and you'll make big holes. And when it's wet, be very careful because it'll pull off, especially. So after I was done with putting her skin on, I worked on her chin, which is just pretty much an oval. that's squished onto her. I didn't make it close to the nose at first. There was a little bit of a gap, and then I rolled out, like, I guess you could call it like a worm, or I don't know, and I made that her lip. After that, you take two circles, like, you get two circles rolled into your hands, as big as you made, like, as big as you want to fit her face, and then you squish it down a little. I think I've got extra stuff to play with. So, this is what I did for her cheek, so to say. Take the ball, and then you squeeze it down a little bit so that it's still rounded, but it's flat on the one end. So when you press it to her cheek, you can just wear the back of the cheek into her side so it looks natural. So it looks like it's all one big piece and that it wasn't put together like that. Then I took the top of her, then for her hat, I didn't, attach a hat for real. I just made the ribbon thing or whatever, the ruffle that goes across the top of it. And for that, I rolled out another worm, and then I squeezed it with my fingers. You probably want to do it like on the table. Just pat it down with your finger, or roll it out, whatever you want to. However you want to make it flat. And then I just, I tried to make sure that the beginning piece of it wasn't directly in the front, but you have to make sure that the bottom, the ruffle goes like this, and that there's enough space for her eyebrows, and just wrap it around, and try to make sure it's even. That part isn't, obviously. And then for her top, there's a little space between it. So with that part, I made another circle rolled up in between your hands, and then you flatten it out. So it's like that, like a sand dollar. And just plop that right on top. And then for the star looking thing that's on the top, I took two flattened out circles that are like this and made triangles that are the same size, and then put them on top, put one on top of the other, kind of like the Star of David. And I just got rid of the points. I rounded the tips, and then I just took a little ball, and then for the very top I took a ball, and I got rid of the bottom, flattened it out, and then just make sure that it's rounded on the top. It's easier to do if you put it on the star first. Don't put the star on the top of her head. Then I went on to her eyebrows. Her eyebrows are another worm. I made a long one, and then I cut it into two to make sure that they would be the same size. And after that, I did her handle. For the handle, you can make a worm and try and wrap it around it or whatever. And for her bottom, for the bottom ribbon thing that goes around her underneath her head, like underneath her, like her neck, that's another worm that's flattened out. And I made sure to put clay on the bottom of her, because I'm going to be using her for around kids, so I don't want them to look at something that's half done. So that's about it. I hope it was helpful, and I hope this is easy. Any questions, go ahead and comment or message me. Give me one last look. Oh, actually, I forgot. For her eyes, since she's still wet and whatnot, I just dented them in. You can go ahead and use your thumbs to push in a little bit. That way it looks more realistic when you paint her.